Okay. Brakatha Yahweh, Brakatha Yahweh Shah, Brakatha Yahweh, Brakatha Yahweh Shah, Brakatha Yahweh, Brakatha Yahweh Shah, Brakatha Yahweh, Brakatha Yahweh Shah. All praises to Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shah, Bahashem, Rakak Quadash. And double honor to the apostles and elders of Great Millstone. And salutation you Akim out there that's pushing toward the truth and sincerity. Yeah, man. Friday, I think it was, this guy, this white supremacist or white nationalist or whatever you want to, he fancy to call himself, it's a video. It was like a video game. What this guy did was he filmed himself live on social media going to shoot up this mosque in New Zealand. Hey, that was a death angel. And there's scriptures to prove that. This dude went in there and indiscriminately that started shooting people, mowing people down, man. Gunning them down like dogs. Hey, that death angel is out there. And not only is that death angel out there in New Zealand, he passed through New Zealand, but that death angel also is going to come to the shores of America. You know? And Esau, the so-called white man, is going to be that death angel. Just like Esau, the so-called white man, was that death angel over there in New Zealand. Days are starting to heat up, man. We're in the year of 2019, a year of Karagma. This is the third month of this year, approaching the middle of the, in fact, we are in the middle of March. And all kind of hell is breaking loose. Blackouts and shit going on in Venezuela. Endless wars. Pestilence. And that spirit of vengeance. So I have a few scriptures. Abaratazayu Akim out there will be edified, man. I'm not going to make this lesson too long. But if you go to social media, it should be still circulating on social media. If not, you know, they have taken it down. I don't want to show that video because I don't want them to flag my channel, you know, because it's real graphic. But anybody who have seen that video will see that that dude was indiscriminately shooting them Arabs down, shooting them in their head. It's gunning them down like they were dogs, man. And what them Arabs was doing, they were cowering in the corner and shit. This dude stopped to reload numerous occasions, man. I mean, anybody in their right mind that has some kind of balls would have tried to tackle this dude, man. But what they did, they accepted their death. Because it was their time. Their number has been played, and it was their time to go back to the spirit world. Hence that spirit of vengeance that the Most High brought upon them. This is the book of Sirach, chapter 39, verse 28. There'll be spirits that are created for vengeance. And that was the spirit of vengeance, man. And what he did, he brought cruel, devious, unadulterated vengeance upon them people over there in New Zealand, man. He had no mercy. He just was there on a mission. And his mission was to destroy those that was meant to be destroyed, man. Now, according to the media, it was 49 deaths and 48 people were seriously injured. So, if that is the case, then the Most High had mercy on them 48 people that was injured, man. Because in the Most High's wrath, there's always mercy. But soon, there's going to be no mercy. The only mercy is going to be issued and given to the elect, man. And that death angel is going to be out there heavy. Esau, the so-called white man, is the wicked, is the Most High's sword. And you better believe the so-called white man is going to use that sword indiscriminately, just like he did over in New Zealand, but on a larger scale. Hence that death angel, man. It says there will be spirits that are created for vengeance, and that dude had a heavy spirit on him, and that was his purpose, man. That was his sole purpose in life, to do what he did, man. There will be spirits that are created for vengeance, which in their fury lay on sword strokes. He was laying sword strokes on the people. You had one cat, if you watch the video, you had one cat, while he was shooting, he tried to sneak behind him and run out, only to get caught up in a hell of bullets himself, man. You know? You cannot escape death. If it's your time to come, if it's your time to die, you're going to die, man. Yeah, if your time comes and your number's being played, I don't care what you do, man. You could pile a bunch of bodies on top of you. And to make sure nobody was faking their death, he kept shooting them dead bodies, man. Showing you, man, that was real personal, man. That was a personal vendetta that he had, man. Hence that death angel. The Most High put that spirit on him to do what he did, man. It says, in the time of destruction, they pour out their force. And that's exactly what he did, man. He was gunning them people down. Women. I didn't see any children in there. But he was in the streets too, indiscriminately shooting, man. Then he got in his car and started blazing people with that shotgun. Shooting through his window. It says, in the time of destruction, they pour out their force and appease the wrath of him that made him. Because you better believe the Most High put that spirit on him to do that, man. He was a spirit of vengeance, and that was his sole purpose in life, man. Now, I hear he's on the run, but guess what? They know who he is. They're going to catch him, and they're going to put his ass to death, man. Or he's going to rot in prison. If he ain't take his own life, who knows? It says, verse 29, fire and hell. That's when you see them brush fires over there in California. And hell and famine, because the sword famine is coming to the land, to the shores of America. But what you see what's going on in Yemen, they being starved out by the Saudi Arabians, which are Arab Nazis, or cryptic Jews, whatever you want to call them. But they starving at them Yemenis over there. That's famine. And what you see what's going on in Venezuela too, man. It says, that's the spirit of vengeance in itself. It says, fire and hell and famine and death, all these were created for vengeance, man. You see what I'm saying? That fire, the hell, the famine, and death was created for vengeance. Verse 30, teeth of wild beasts. Because in the time of martial law, you better believe all them zoo animals are going to be unleashed upon the public, man. They're going to be roaming freely in these streets, devouring and tearing the wicked to shreds, man. Teeth of wild beasts and scorpions, serpents, and the sword. Esau is the Lord's sword. Esau is the Lord's whipping stick. And he's going to be unleashed upon the 2/3 of you Negroes, Hispanics, and Native Americans. They're in the time of martial law. They're in the time of insurrection. They're in the time of race wars, race riots. That spirit of vengeance is going to be in the mix, devouring and appeasing the wrath of him that made him. It says, punishing the wicked to destruction. I'm going to read it again. Slakia. Sirach, the 39th chapter, the 30th verse. Teeth of wild beasts and scorpions, serpents, and the sword, punishing the wicked to destruction. Punishing the wicked to destruction. And that's exactly what took place over in New Zealand in that mosque. That was a sore destruction that came upon them. Cruel, devious, unadulterated vengeance. Hey, is not Esau the so-called white man the Lord's whipping stick? He's not Esau his blessing was the sword. Hey man, that fucking Edomite had 4 or 5 assault rifles in the back of his trunk with mad ammo and about 2 or 3 shotguns, man, in the passenger side of his seat, and he had gasoline. So he was on a mission. He was on a mission to accomplish what he was put on this earth for to do, man. And now his time is up. Whether he get locked up for life, whether he get put to death, or whether he take his own life, I don't know. But I do know this, that he whipped some ass over in New Zealand. He fucked them people up. And that's just a prelude to what's going to happen to you Negroes, Hispanics, and Native Americans when the Most High allowed Esau, the so-called white man, to show his horns, man. And that day you're going to know the so-called white man, which is Esau. According to the Bible, Esau and Edom is the devil in that day. Just like them Arabs that got gunned down and put to death in that mosque, they know that the devil was there. And I'm going to pose this question. Where was Allah? Was not they in the mosque praying at the time of the destruction, when that destruction came upon them? What was their power? Why couldn't they power Allah deliver them from the hands of this slayer, which is Esau, the so-called white man? Why couldn't Allah save them? I'll tell you why. Because Allah is a lot of bullshit. They worshiping a goddamn copper stone. The true living power is Yahweh, Yahweh Shah. And besides him, there is no other power, man. You understand me? So that's why Allah couldn't save him, because Allah probably was sitting on the toilet taking the shit, or taking a nap, or eating some cheese doodles or something. The only true living power is Yahweh, Yahweh Shah. And the Lord did that, man. It says, they shall rejoice, verse 31, they shall rejoice in his commandments, and they shall be ready upon earth when need is. And he was ready, and he was highly rejoicing in that massacre. That was a Oscar-winning performance. He went in there and fucked them sand niggas up real vicious like. He fucked them up real vicious like. Oscar-winning performance. And what you saw in New Zealand is a prelude, because this is going to hit the shores of America. Oh yeah. You better believe it. It says, and when their time is come, they shall not transgress his word. Hey, when the Most High put that spirit on whichever Edomite to go and do what they do, they're not going to transgress the Most High's word. They're going to do exactly what the Most High bid them to do. Seek and destroy the wicked. Put them to death. It's right. It's right. This is Psalms chapter 78 verse 49. It says, he cast upon them the fierceness of his anger. Who is he? Yahweh. He cast upon them people that got put to death in that mosque. He cast upon them the fierceness of his anger, wrath and indignation, man. Righteous anger. And trouble by sending evil angels among them. And you better believe that Edomite came in the form of an evil angel, that death angel, and did the Lord's bidding. Because the Most High works both sides, man. The dual nature of Yahweh, he controls both sides. So when that death angel in the form of Esau came up in there, blazing away with that spirit of vengeance, he was doing the Lord's work. You understand me? You comprehended me? Oscar-winning performance. You can't make that up, man. He put it on social media, and that was an Oscar-winning performance. Hey, 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 the Most High is dreadful. The Most High is dreadful. Read it again. This is Psalm chapter 78, verse 49. He cast upon them the fierceness of his anger, wrath, and indignation, and trouble by sending evil angels among them. Oh yeah. He was that death angel in the form that came in the form of Esau, the so-called white man, was appeasing the wrath of the Most High. In fact, the Most High put the Spirit on to do that. Oh yeah. 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 This is the last scripture I got right here real quick. This is Psalms chapter 11, verse 6. And it's the Lord saying this. This is going to be, and this is going to happen again. But I have trusted Slakia. Verse this is Psalms chapter 11, verse 6. Yeah. Upon the wicked he shall rain snares, fire, and brimstone, man. That fire and brimstone is going to come in the way of thermonuclear missiles, also concentrated fire from them chariots, man. He says, upon the wicked, Psalms 11 verse 6, upon the wicked he shall rain snares, fire and brimstone, and a horrible tempest. This shall be the portion of their cup. And the portion of them 49 Arabs that got killed in that mosque over in New Zealand, their cup was to get shot down and mowed down by that spirit, that death angel, that spirit of vengeance. And there's going to be more shootings, more death, more destruction, more pain, more anguish. That death angel is coming. That death angel is coming in the form of Esau, the so-called white man, to do the Lord's bidding. Because you know, as we all know, pursuant to Psalms chapter 17, verse 13, King David prayed that the Most High would deliver him from the wicked, which is his sword. Esau is the Lord's sword. Esau is the Lord's whipping stick. And 2/3 of you Negroes, Hispanics, and Native Americans is going to be taken by that sword, by that death angel, by the way of famine, pestilence, the sword, thermonuclear destruction. You're going to be taken by it. Guillotine, firing squad, waterboarding, whichever way the Most High allows you to be taken out. That's that spirit of vengeance. And with that, I'm going to close it out. I hope you Akim, Abu Ratazayu Akim was edified. And hey, the Most High is dreadful. That's why you should fear the Lord, man. You see? Prime example of what the Most High is going to do. The Most High is going to fuck 2/3 of you Negroes, Hispanics, and Native Americans up, man. Hey, Shalom, Akim.